Detroit born and bred, Senator Carl Levin more than champions his home state. He embodies the spirit and resolve of its residents. First elected in 1978, he's the longest-serving senator in the state's history. Since 2007, he's chaired the Senate Armed Services Committee, working to ensure readiness, morale, and welfare of our military and their families, and to protect the nation against threats in a fast-changing world. Senator Levin always appreciated the unique position of Michigan as the center of the Great Lakes, and the state with the longest freshwater coastline in the nation. And he sees himself as a dutiful steward of this special resource. He fought to protect the region through the Great Lakes Restoration Initiative, improving fisheries management and combating harmful invasive species. He led efforts to improve navigation infrastructure, and he championed efforts to enhance the natural and cultural legacy of the Great Lakes, establishing Sleeping Bear Dunes National Lakeshore Wilderness. Senator Levin led the effort to establish Thunder Bay National Marine Sanctuary. With its hundreds of shipwrecks, and based on its tremendous positive impact on the entire region, he's now working to expand its boundaries.
In the late 1990s, there was incredible opposition to the idea of establishing the Thunder Bay National Marine Sanctuary. Senator Levin's vision and understanding of what could be possible, his strong commitment to the sanctuary, and his ability to bring people together on both sides of the issue helped the sanctuary move from incredible opposition to reluctant acceptance to today, where we have literally full integration into the community. The same community that overwhelmingly voted against the idea of establishing the sanctuary now brands itself the Sanctuary of the Great Lakes.
Whether it's national defense or national heritage, Senator Levin recognizes that sound policies are not the same as soundbite politics. Successful laws are created by rolling up one's sleeves, perching one's glasses on the tip of the nose, and reaching a hand across the aisle.
Well, I've always considered Senator Levin as a role model for what a good United States senator should be. He's a workhorse, he's not a show horse. He does his homework. He's very cerebral, and when he talks about something, you know that he really knows what he's talking about. He was a formidable opponent on things that I cared about, and he was a great partner on things that we agreed on.
His track record is a tribute to bipartisan teamwork. He introduced legislation that has been signed into law by President George H.W. Bush and President George W. Bush. Senator Levin co-sponsored the Lighthouse Preservation legislation in 2000 with Republican Senator Frank Murkowski, and has worked with Republicans George Voinovich of Ohio and Mark Kirk of Illinois on the Senate Great Lakes Task Force.
Senator Levin and I do not agree on every policy issue, but I've found that when it comes to issues that are important to the Great Lakes community, whether it's our work together leading the Auto Caucus or fighting to protect our nation's freshwater resources from the threat of invasive species, he's been a dedicated partner. Through this bipartisan work, we are now working to save our irreplaceable environmental and economic resources for this generation and the next.
His career will stand as a model for future political leaders and statesmen. His legacy ensures the environmental and economic resources of the Great Lakes will benefit not only Michigan, but the nation for decades to come. He has strengthened the connection among the Great Lakes, the nation's coasts, and the global ocean.
All told, you could not have selected a more deserving recipient for this leadership award than my friend, Senator Carl Levin.
Please join the National Marine Sanctuary Foundation in honoring Senator Carl Levin with its Leadership Award.